This year, stop chasing and start becoming. Because the goals that truly transform your life aren't the ones that you chase down, they're the ones you become one with.
Are you ready to shine? Come on, it's the shiny one.
You got this. My dear shiny mind, you who is watching, may I invite you to hit that subscribe button? This way, you and I are going to become partners in shine and elevate the consciousness in the world. Thank you so much in advance, and I'll see you inside. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Shiny Minds Show with Dr. Shiny. I am the proud creator of Neuro-Shine Technology, a transformational International Coaching Federation accredited coaching education curriculum, which is a combination of 10 powerful disciplines, is a proven framework that transformed thousands of lives. And now it is coming to you with this podcast and YouTube episode. Wherever you are watching or listening, I am here today to talk about chasing versus becoming, because it is all about radical alignment. In 2026, I want us to stop chasing. I want us to become a different frequency. I want us to become something different. You know, every January, we all set goals. We all have our vision boards. We write down what's important for us. I'm going to achieve this. I'm going to achieve that. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do less of this. I'm going to become less of this. I hope you do also have less goals. Every time I write goals, I make sure my biggest list is becoming goals. And those becoming goals, they include becoming less something. For example, becoming less agitated, becoming less frustrated, because it's kind of how I operate. Running a global business and having audacious goals makes me an overachiever, a big performer, right? I have done 2 doctorates last year. I have finished, I mean, it took me 15 years in total to achieve both of them, but in 1 year, I wrote 2 dissertations. And the year before that, I wrote my master thesis. And before that, wrote my Neuro-Shine Technology training manual. And before that, I wrote my 323-page book. And before that, you know what I mean? That there's always another goal that we are chasing. And what is it about? Like, why do you want the goals that you want? Is it really about the goal itself, or is it about who you're going to be when you achieve the goal? I bet everything that I got is about the becoming, because it's never the destination in life. It is the journey. We all know it. It's not where we are going. It is how we are going there. Of course, where we go and then where we end up is very useful and very joyful if we achieve the goals. And regardless, sometimes I just set myself very high goals. They're so out of reach in my current reality, but I know that it is reachable. Nothing is unreachable. If I never set that goal for myself, I know that there won't be any programming, there won't be any resonance with it. So that's why I make sure to set also some galactic goals in my language so that I can work on them, so that my neurons can see them as doable. Hey, your wish is my command, right? Our reticular activating system is operating with that principle. Once you set that, then all your neurons, your mirror neurons and reticular activating system in your prefrontal cortex, they are going to look for those visual, tangible cues in life. And you will find out, oh, right when I decided to do this, I noticed I see a lot of that around. Have you ever experienced that? Perhaps you wanted to buy a certain car and you start seeing that car all the time in front of you. They have always been there. They're not just appearing just for you. It's your brain picking it up. You're setting the frequency behind it. It's the same thing. When you set a goal for yourself, when you tell your neurons, when you put the direction, the GPS, when you say that's where we're going, your neurons are like, okay, your wish is my command. Where are we going again? Here. Okay. Let me find out the quickest, the most efficient way to get you there. And here's one. It's just going to keep popping those clues, those things that you are programming yourself for, because that's how the brain works. It's the attraction, it's the frequency, it's the resonance. And today, that's exactly what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the concept of radical alignment as the law of physics. Why it's important that we need to align with our goals, and instead of chasing them, we need to become them. Just pay attention. I'm not even saying you need to attract them. That is so 2025. We don't want to even like attract our goals. We need to become our goals. That is the highest level. And that's why I am using the terminology of radical alignment. When we teach Neuro-Shine Technology, which is the technology for truth, we teach it for everybody to live in alignment with their truths. If you're not living in alignment with your truths, then of course you're going to leak energy. Of course you're going to bump into friction, exhaustion, burnout, and some sort of learned helplessness because you are unaware. So today I am going to break down the physics, literally the physics of living in a radical alignment with your own truth, with your own authentic voice, and why it matters, and have all the high achievers, the most successful people in this planet Earth, are the ones who do not chase goals, but they are the ones who become one with them. If you're ready, let's talk about what alignment is. Hello, Shiny Minds. Sorry to interrupt, but I just wanted to tell you that this Shiny Minds show is sponsored by my Academy of Neuro-Shine Technology, where myself as the founder and my hand-selected amazing elite ICF accredited coach educators are here to support you, to make you feel safe, seen, heard, appreciated, free to become whoever you want to be, and also transformed forever, inside out. We are here to hold your hand and to support your growth. If you ever feel like there is this part of you who wants to become more and achieve more, let us become your partners in shine. Think of alignment as the physics of resonance. And let's look at the sky. Let's start with the sky mechanics. When you look at the sky, when you look at the sun, and when you look at all the planets that are orbiting the sun, what is really going on? There's gravitational force, right? There is some sort of alignment because of the gravity. Gravity is this cosmic pull. It's literally cosmic because it's everywhere in the entire universe. There is this cosmic pull of the mass that we carry, the planets carry, the sun carries, and you carry, I carry. Although we have teeny tiny physical mass, we are mostly energy, including the universe itself. There is still some matter, some physical mass that we have. And the gravity, that pull, that cosmic pull in the universe is what keeps everything in order, what makes the sky mechanics run with order in an organized, very beautiful, structured way. If we do not have gravity, if we do not have orbiting power of the sun for the planets, then they're just going to be in chaos, right? There is some sort of order in the universe. That order is the resonance, the physics of resonance. That alignment creates the resonance. And then I want you to think about now, let's come down from the sky mechanics and let's talk about your everyday life. Okay. So we're going to come down to Earth and we are going to talk about your everyday reality. You're going to go imagine, you're going to visualize your home. And as you visualize your home, think about how you take a bath. So if you're someone like me, you're going to have your rubber ducky with you in your bath, right? She's going to be with you in the bath. You fill up your bath with hot water and you add your Epsom salt and your lavender. Oh, amazing, luxurious items, components of your bath. And then you have your rubber ducky. And you have your rubber ducky float around the water with you. And what happens? The rubber ducky enjoys herself. I mean, mine happens to be a female, so that's why. The rubber ducky enjoys herself around the water. If it is not close to the drain, it just does whatever it does. It's kind of like chaotic, right? It's not like the sun creating that kind of like cosmic pull, that gravity for the planet to orbit around it. It's more like, oh, I'm just here, I'm just, hanging out by myself type of a thing. But the moment you bring your rubber ducky close to the drain, what is the drain? That's the sun. That's the gravitational pull. Now we're talking cosmic. Now we're bringing the sky mechanics down right in your bathtub. And your rubber ducky is going to enjoy that because now we're talking resonance. Now we're talking gravitational pull. Now we're talking alignment. Now we're talking flow. You see what I'm saying? Visualize it with me. Your rubber ducky is enjoying herself because now she has something to orbit around. She has something to be in alignment with, to be in the flow of. Now she is dancing. You see what I'm saying? See? That's why she's so cute. So, anyways, that is how I wanted to explain the alignment, the radical alignment, the physics of alignment, and how it makes sense for you with your goals. Now we're going to connect the dots from sky mechanics to your rubber ducky in your bathtub. And now we're going to talk about your goals. I have a point, I promise you. So, the point I have is that when you have a goal that resonates deeply with all subatomic particles of yourself, then it's just going to be this flow, this radical alignment. All your body is going to scream, yes. We call it the Neuro-Shine moment of truth, right? Because there's truth in it. You're resonating with it. There is physics of alignment. There is resonance. So this resonance is just like around it. It feels resonant. I'm going with the flow with it. I'm actually right next to it. I'm orbiting around it. That has to be the frequency. If your goals do not carry the rubber ducky alignment, the rubber ducky resonance, they're not going to stick. No wonder why you set goals when you just like push yourself, when you just like grind yourself, when you just like push through it and then burn out, right? Because there is no resonance. There is no drain. There is no sun that makes everything in order. Everything is just like hanging around separately. They are not connected with one center sun. And guess who that center sun is? Yes, my shiny minds. That is you. That's why you do not want to chase goals. You want to become your goals. And yes, you also want to love your rubber ducky because she's going to remind you why you need to become your goals. So I hope at the end of this episode, you go get yourself a cute rubber ducky. And that way you remember this. And because, I mean, you're taking a shower or a bath every day, right? If you're someone clean, you will. So when you have this rubber ducky right next to you, whenever you have the bath, whenever there is this resonance, you're going to remember this conversation. You're going to say to yourself, oh, Dr. Shiny was talking about the goals and why we need to become the goals for the radical alignment because it's the laws of physics, just like my rubber ducky just goes and orbits around the drain. I am going to be the sun, the drain of my own goals. Like you're going to set your goals around who you are, not the other way around. The reason why I was able to transform my life so radically is because I take radical decisions. I make the moves. I let go of my career of a decade back in Istanbul. And then I said bye-bye to my very comfortable and yes, very abundant and prosperous life. I was traveling Nordic Europe and I was managing more than 100 people in more than 7 countries. I was making a difference in the company as the head of marketing, working directly with the CEO. And I was feeling that my work meant something. And then I was married. I had a life. I had friends. I had everything that I worked for in Istanbul. Guess what? I created that. So that's why when I felt the Neuro-Shine moment of truth, when I become the new goal, which was to move back to Los Angeles, California, and to go after my wildest dream to live here in the US and to just become something even bigger. I knew that I had a bigger potential. I knew that I had to become my new goal so that I can attract all the other circumstances, all the other people, situations, so that they are aligned, they are radical aligned with my goal. I had to become the goal. You see how I get passionate? When I made that radical decision, the entire 3D reality collapsed itself into my dream. 15 years fast forward, I am living my dream. I have become my dream. And as you are watching or listening to this episode, I am actually celebrating the 15th year anniversary of starting my journey of becoming shiny and becoming the light for myself and for others in this lifetime. And I am deeply fulfilled because I live in radical alignment. I understand the physics of creating the change, becoming the change. And that's why in all my episodes, I keep talking about my formula for change, which is awareness multiplied by willingness. If you find yourself setting your goals for the new year, for 2026, and you are promising yourself, this time is going to be different. This time I'm going to make it happen. This time I'm not going to let it slip away. I'm going to own it this time. But still, yet, it's still not sticking because you're not becoming. The who needs to come before the what. The who is you. You are the sun. You are the sun, the planets, meaning the people, the situations, the luck that is going to orbit around you. You are going to be the drain that your rubber ducky is going to flow around, orbit around. You are going to become the frequency that attracts all the other similar frequencies for you to become the quality of your life that you are wishing so deeply for. You have to stop some behaviors that are absolutely not in alignment. If they are not in alignment with your new self, no excuses. Cut them, stop them. That's it. It's time to stop. It's time to speak up. Kindness at the expense of your values? No. Pleasing others at the expense of your truth? No. Hiding who you really are for others' approval? No. Trying to impress others while betraying your own cosmic audience within? No, you have to stop it. Okay? I have to be very truthful here, and then I have to remind you that radical alignment requires radical decisions. Just no. No more excuses, no more. That's it. You need to be in radical alignment with whatever you want, whatever you choose, because otherwise, I promise you, you're not going to get what you want. It's just physics. It's physics. I studied 15 years for the metaphysics of human behaviors, the science of consciousness. I wanted to understand the law behind it. Like, why do we achieve some things? Why extraordinary people become extraordinary? Why do they get to live the life of their dreams and you don't? Why? Because they bet on themselves. I bet on myself again and again and again, even when I lost more than $100,000 and I got my website hacked. I had to deal with hackers. I had to go through that all by myself in a foreign country where I didn't know anybody. I had to pay people to help me. And next thing you know, my credit card piled up. It was more than $100,000. Guess what? I kept on investing. I kept on betting on myself. I kept on believing, choosing the frequency of certainty over anything else. That's what radical alignment means. When you are too afraid to open your mouth, to speak your truth because you're afraid what others are going to say, that is so not alignment. That is so out of alignment. No wonder why you don't get what you want. No wonder the universe is not hearing you because you're not clear. My darlings, my shiny minds, this is 2026. It's time you wake up. It's time you feel the call inside of you. I am coming to you this year. You have to stop chasing. You have to start becoming. You have to start becoming the sun, the drain for your little rubber ducky and your big audacious goals, whatever you have. This is the year you wake up. This is the year you choose you. You say, you know what? I'm choosing me. I would really love to do this for you, but not at the expense of my own self peace, my self care. So perhaps we can reschedule that. Say it. Start becoming comfortable by saying no. You can do it in a kind way. You don't have to choose kindness at the expense of your truth. I see it all the time. It just like breaks my heart. It's enough already, you guys. It's enough. You're being burned out. People are not treating you well. People are not giving you the value that you deserve. It's time you start giving the value that you deserve. If you don't, nobody else will, because you're not teaching them. You're not giving them any reason to understand. That's why I'm inviting you to become the goals, the dreams that you want from 2026, to become the change that you want to see in the world, and to become the person that you're in love with. That's it from me for today. Thank you for watching. Until next time, keep shining your light.
Go galactic. Go galactic.
Go galactic.
Then you're in the right place. Let's go, let's go.